they're going to stay in pursuit. They're not going to be doing any of those type of deals where they just go into tracking mode and hope that this guy comes to an end. The car being impaired like this, I'm sure that's what they're kind of hoping for right now, is that the vehicle is going to give up before the driver does, and then possibly that person will realize it's futile and just going to give up. Right now, though, we've been in this residential neighborhood out here. I'm going to try to get you the exact areas, but we know we're very close to Hazeltine. We're very close to Roscoe. Looking out the window, I would say we're in the Panorama City area. Spike strips may be an option. You never really know. You know, I'm just an armchair warrior out here, not an LAPD officer or even know much about their policies, except that right now we're hearing them saying that they're not going to do anything to try to stop the vehicle, except for just stay behind it and try to warn the public. We're back out onto a major road right now, just going back underneath the 5 freeway, I believe that was. I'm sorry, we're southbound Van Nuys Boulevard. So you can see that smoke coming off that passenger side. I'm going to see if we can get Sky 9 onto the other side of the vehicle and see maybe we can get a better look at that tire. Coming up on Satakoy right now, working our way into the Van Nuys area. You saw the speeds pick up. You know that car is impaired. That driver desperate to get away from these officers. Another solid red coming up right now, and you can see that there is light traffic, thank goodness. And you can also see that helicopter using the lights, trying to warn others in the area. Take a look at that one officer right there, doing some great maneuvering right there, driving around other vehicles, staying as close as they can to this guy. Look at that parking lot.
Oh my gosh.
A pedestrian right there.
As a bicycle.
He was on a bike.
That rear
he was on a bicycle.
Yes, and you know, you saw he got that rear wheel, didn't knock that rider down, but this is so dangerous to the public in general. And, you know, right now, working his way through this parking lot, I'm getting a little wider of a shot here, just trying to figure out where we are. Sometimes these parking lots don't have back exits. This one does, working his way back out onto a road. But you saw backing out onto Sherman Way right now. So Sherman Way, Van Nuys was near the cross, working his way back onto Sherman Way. But what a scary moment for that guy on a bicycle, 2 people. And now you can actually see some of that damage on that car and how that passenger rear wheel, the tire, completely gone, but the wheel's still there.
Just amazing how fast this guy is going now. So let's bring everybody up to speed here real quick. This is KCAL 9 News at 10 o'clock as we continue to follow this police pursuit. LAPD pursuing a suspect we understand may be armed in this vehicle. It was in Pacoima at one point in time, Panorama City, and now in the Van Nuys area as this continues. And the want for this vehicle not stopping for police.
We saw that one very close call with a bicyclist coming up on Coldwater. A lot of traffic out here, hitting those brakes again, trying to work his way through there. Gonna have to bump it. Oh, look at that, just squeaking right by, getting through there, right through Coldwater. That other vehicle, that LAPD vehicle, always taking that outside lane, doing a great job staying right with this guy. Now we're staying on Sherman Way. This is eastbound direction. That we just went through Coldwater. Going to be in the North Hollywood area. 170 freeway. Haven't seen this guy on any freeways this evening. Right now, though, this car not stopping for LAPD this evening. They're saying fresh red. Hang on, we got a lot of traffic, they're saying, coming through there. And you can see the cars just driving, doing their business. Whoa, that one getting really close. That helicopter, that one we saw right there, that was LAPD, just past Van Owen. That was, so Whitsett, Van Owen, now using center lanes. This car continuing to speed up out here this evening. Seen some very close calls. One pedestrian almost struck the bicyclist. Thank goodness it seemed to be just a bump on the tire of the bike, but right now, still a very dangerous pursuit out here in the valley this evening. We're going to be getting on a freeway right now, northbound 170 freeway. LAPD right behind them right there. You know, they obviously don't want this guy to crash. They don't want to cause any injury to any other persons, even that suspect. Their safety, that suspect's safety is something that these guys are thinking about. Look at that, going over a center medium to get away from those officers. Now, this vehicle, possibly a Mitsubishi, it could also be an all-wheel drive vehicle this evening, moving so very quickly out here on the 5. Looks like we're going to be getting off the freeway. There goes the rest of that wheel. That wheel is totally gone now, so now he's basically on the hub. So he's running on that hub, starting to throw some really good sparks. We're exiting on Osborne. This is kind of where we picked it up this evening. So 5 freeway, Osborne. You can see a lot of sparks coming out of the back of that car. Kind of wondering how long this vehicle is going to be keeping up this race.
You know, Stu, that was the first time we saw him hop on the freeway this entire chase since we picked it up. He was on surface streets, going pretty fast on Sherman Way and some of the other major thoroughfares through the valley. but maybe hopping on the freeway might have done him in, because he went ahead and just shredded the rest of that rim he was riding on that rear passenger wheel, and with the high speeds he took it to on the freeway, that may have been it for him. So this may hopefully be the beginning of the end of this chase before he hurts someone.
Yeah, you know the vehicle has got to certainly slow down as you see the sparks flying. Yeah. He's not going as fast as he was earlier. A lot of friction there. But let's bring up to speed where we are exactly and where this came from. This is a live look at a police pursuit, LAPD in pursuit of a DUI suspect here on KCAL 9. We believe this started in the Pacoima area, Panorama City as well, Van Nuys, North Hollywood, and now in Sun Valley. And we do understand that this suspect may be armed. Let's go back upstairs to Sky 9 and Stu Mundell with the latest.
Well, this car is grinding itself to almost a complete stop out here. Coming up on San Fernando right now. We've been on Osborne, so basically just making his way back to where he came from. Wrong side of the road there, just for a moment or two. Take a look at those sparks coming out of the back of these vehicles. We've seen some of these pursuits in the past where we saw sparks coming out of a vehicle. This is speechless right now. That rear wheel totally has come apart. That hub is stopped. That tire is not moving. Basically just running on the rim, or running on the axle right now on that rear wheel of this car. Some sort of Mitsubishi. I'm not sure exactly the make or model of this car, but definitely just dragging that rear end as he's trying to keep away from officers this evening. You know, they were saying that this person, possibly DUI suspect. So, you know, vehicles impaired, drivers impaired, yet thank goodness we have seen only one minor collision this evening.
Okay, well, I just want to bring up to speed what we've been following here. This police pursuit of a DUI suspect, possibly armed, and we understand that this started in Pacoima. It's gone through Sun Valley, Panorama City, Van Nuys, North Hollywood, Lakeview Terrace, Tujunga as well. This is an individual behind the wheel that's gone over medians, gone through parking lots. You take a look there on the left. That was a live picture. On the right, that's earlier tonight through surface streets. Also on highways as well, going the wrong way, going, as you see there, in close alleys, in through parking lots where he actually struck a bicyclist in the back. That's right there where that bicyclist barely got out of the way. Looks like it struck the back wheel of that cyclist as he was going through a parking lot. And this person has been driving this two-door Mitsubishi sports car, looks like, with just 3 tires, and the right rear is down to the rim, Elsa. And
he's been managing to keep this pursuit going on surface streets and on the freeway at speeds of from 50, 60, 70 to 75 miles per hour. Stu is able to gauge how fast he's going as he keeps up with him in our helicopter up above, too. But again, the stakes are pretty high in this particular chase, possibly armed, possibly under the influence, heavily damaged car. And I'm hoping that maybe this time that he's hopped on the freeway, that this
chasing this dangerous suspect. Look at this, passing big rig trucks out here. I don't have a speed right now, but you know he's going faster than freeway speeds. Disabled vehicle. That rear wheel, that passenger rear wheel right there, that hub not even turning anymore. The rim was gone earlier on when we were in the Pacoima area. He was on the 210 freeway doing about 80 miles an hour. We got off at an off-ramp just past the 2 freeway. He turned around. Now we're going westbound on the 210. LAPD behind him and in the air. They've been watching and following the suspect the entire time. DUI, you know, you just think that maybe this guy would try to come to his senses. Maybe it would kind of wear off and he just stopped. Right now, though, he just continues on as his pursuit eludes the officers for moments, but you know in the end, they're going to get this guy. And the sparks are even starting to slow down, so whatever was grinding on that car is starting to is almost gone. Driving over speed bumps right now. We're going to be definitely into the Tujunga area. If we're not in the Tujunga Canyon area, definitely into Tujunga. But we're just working our way through these neighborhoods. You can see it's very tight, even for that car. And you can see that the officers get these opportunities. They get very close to that car, but they're still giving that person at least enough room to make his own decisions. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's it. That's, oh, that's it. That's it. Oh, no! He's trying to get through. That truck not letting him go. That truck not letting him go through there. A very dangerous situation for sure. That guy, Bo! then that's a dangerous situation as well. Using that vehicle as definitely, you know, he knows what's going to happen out here. Officers from LAPD, they've got their weapons out. I do not see any less than lethal. If that driver continues to hit those vehicles, the officers' vehicles, this could end very, very badly. Right now, though, you can see him turning the wheel, trying to do something. The helicopter that just passed LAPD officers, weapons out, and numbers of officers now getting around that vehicle. That car, apparently not off, as I understand it, has not stalled out, and that driver still trying to get away. Very dangerous situation for those officers and that suspect right now. Well, Paul, you know, he got out of his way. He got out of the office. He got out of harm's way. That's for sure. Definitely helped the officers. Don't know if he did that intentionally. I know for a fact I wouldn't be that willing to sacrifice my truck for a situation like this. But at any rate, it did bring this to an end right now. Officers, though, it is not over by any means. Officers taking this extremely seriously. Weapons out. I don't see any less than lethal out. So this guy still in that car, as I understand it. Right now, he's starting to submit. We see at least a hand coming out the window. Yep, and yeah, definitely, you know, he's following commands, or he's done this before, not really clear. But right now, though, he's walking towards the officers. He's got his hands out. He's doing the prone position. Officers from LAPD, you do see some less than lethal now out there. I saw some green handles. Now he's getting down there on the ground. Hopefully, we'll be seeing those cuffs go on this person, and this pursuit, long going for sure, coming to an end out here, Tujunga area. And you're right, a civilian may have sacrificed his vehicle trying to bring this to an end. LAPD officers, though, doing a great job keeping up with this car this evening. And, you know, I got to wonder if that bicyclist is okay. I'm sure he got the scare of his life this evening, earlier this, when he had a... Yeah. Well, thank you guys.